Hello guys and welcome to a very special video today, okay? And I don't say that lightly. I have just rushed home. If I look a bit tired, I've just done about 250 miles in the car because a box arrived at the VR Flight Sim Guy HQ the other day, in fact. So I was itching to get home. I have got something very special right here and I'm not going to mess around. Here it is. This is the Pimax 8Kx VR headset. Now, many of you will probably know on the channel that I'm all about high-end VR and clarity. I harp on about it ever since the dawn of time, really. In fact, that's how this channel started, with the Reverb G1 and, of course, you know, headsets like the Rift S and the Quest 2 and now the G2. It's all about the clarity and what it feels like in the headset. It's very important, especially for flight simulation. So I'm so happy that Pimax has reached out to me, and thank you so much, Pimax, if you're watching this, for providing me with a loan unit. So this is a brand new 8KX, and I've just unboxed it, okay? That's all I've done so far, because I really wanted to capture my raw impression. I haven't even put it on my head yet, okay? I didn't want to do the unboxing bit. It's boring. You've seen that a million times on other YouTube channels. So this is all about literally my first reaction. You know, I'm so used to the Oculus headsets and the HP headsets where the field of view, of course, is about 95 degrees at best. And just the quality and the general sort of visual clarity of the Reverb obviously is incredible. So it's going to be interesting how this fares. Now, if you don't know what the 8KX is, it is Pimax's flagship headset. This has two native 4K panels per eye, giving you a total of 8K, which is just insane. Not only that, it has a maximum field of view of 200 degrees. I mean, this is like the Lamborghini of the VR world, really, in a lot of ways. And yeah, I just can't wait to give you my first impressions, and they are going to be very honest. I'm a huge fan and advocate of visual clarity in VR. I actually always say that visual clarity is more important than field of view. This, however, doesn't have that compromise. It has both the field of view and clarity, supposedly. I haven't tried this yet, but as I say, I've just unboxed it and I just want to give you my first impressions, first and foremost, of how this feels. Like, don't take this the wrong way, okay, Pimax, if you're listening, but I know that in the past, the quality issues you've had have meant that, you know, some of the plastics have been a bit brittle. They really have sorted that out, because I was quite shocked when I, you know, took this out of the box for the first time. This material here, how can I explain it? It's like a rubberized kind of plastic, but I don't want to say plastic because it doesn't feel like it. It's a really nice, high quality sort of finish, which I wasn't expecting, if I'm honest. And that extends to the whole headset. Like, look at this. I really like the, hang on, trying to look at the camera at the same time. I really like this headphone design where that's like a brushed aluminium design with the Pimax logo on it. That's a nice touch. I'm all about nice touches because it gives you a sort of real quality and premium experience, I guess, as a consumer. So let's have a look at these just monumentally huge lenses. Look at those things. They are absolutely huge. And you can see here the cushion. And I've obviously, like you guys, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos of this padding, and it does look incredible, and it feels really high quality to touch. Like, just the feeling of it, it's very felt. It's very it feels hard wearing as well. And the back here is what you can see here. You've got a nice sort of almost like a support for the back of your head, as well as this nice kind of cushion padding here, and all this can be removed as well. So first impressions, is good so far. Also the weight, because it's massive. This thing is huge, right? Let me just in fact, no, I'll do that later, but I'll compare it to the Quest 2 and Reverb G2. I'll put them all side by side so you can sort of get an idea of how big this thing is. But it's not that heavy. Well, yeah, I'm comparing this to the Reverb G2 with my weight balancer on, which actually now makes it a lot more heavier. To be honest, VR headsets, it's not really about how light they are, it's about the distribution of that weight and the balance and how it feels on the head. Which brings me to the perfect time to try this for the first time. I have not tried this on yet, okay guys? So I'm going to adjust the strap first of all. You adjust it on the top here. So let me just, I've got a massive head, so I'm going to put this quite far back here. And then you've got this nice sort of adjustable sort of ratchet knob type thing here, which also is rubberized on there, which is a nice touch. I like quality, guys. I'm a bit of a stickler for it, and I wasn't expecting it with this headset, to be honest. It's expensive. It is. It's very expensive. So it's great to see that you just have that kind of premium experience. There's also, by the way, for the headphones, these nice looking kind of, I guess, what would you call them? Protectors, or ear defender things. And they will, obviously, I'll mess around with that later on. But this video, guys, is the start of a new series looking at this Pimax 8Kx in very sort of in-depth detail, okay? But this first video is literally about me, you know, and my reactions to it. I haven't even tried it on, but I'm going to do it now. So here we go. Hopefully you can see me on the camera there, because hopefully, yeah, you can. All right, here we go. This is it. I'm very excited. Right. Oh, do you know what? A weird thing to say, but this headset smells so nice because it's brand new. And I just love that smell. It smells like the Oculus CV1, you know, when you first got those. Right, so I've just tightened that up here. Here we go. Wowzers. This is the first time I've ever put a Pimax headset on my head, let alone an 8Kx. And how does it feel? Well, undoubtedly, it feels like I've got something bigger on my head than, say, a Quest, okay? I guess I'm aware of the weight distribution feels different. I can feel more weight to my size, and it's obviously because of this massive frontal area. I probably look ridiculous on the screen. So as I'm moving from side to side here and up and down, I hope you can see, guys. I don't want to like bash it or anything, because that would be awful. That would be very bad. But look, it's staying completely put for such a big headset. There is a slight amount of movement, but I probably could tighten up even more actually, because it's not, you know, really tight. But I'm not going to be doing this. I'm not going to be doing this in an aircraft. As I've said before in another video, if I'm doing this, that means something's gone wrong. Hopefully you can hear me because the microphone is pointing that way and I might have just gone off a bit there. So sorry about that. But yeah. Okay, so how does it feel? Very, very comfortable, I have to say. I'm surprised at how comfortable it does feel. Make no mistake though, this does feel heavier than a Reverb. I'm going to say Reverb G1 because I actually feel that the Reverb G1 is probably the most comfortable headset out there because it's so damn light and it's very, you know, the weight distribution is nice. The G2 is a little bit front heavy, hence why you need those balances. And this, let me think. I'm really trying to think here. How does it feel? Yeah, I think what it is about this headset is there is definitely more weight, as I said before, at the sides as well as the frontal area, but it's distributed very well. I can imagine that I'd be able to sit quite comfortably for a couple of hours in this headset, actually. It does, you know, it's not as, it probably looks ridiculous on my head, like I've got a brick on my head, but it doesn't feel like it. I think that's some very clever engineering from Pimax. And a lot of that is down, I think, to this padding as well. On the back, it really cups the back of your head. So I'm able to sort of feel very supported. But it is heavier. It definitely is heavier than any other headset I've tried. So we'll have to see how that fares on a long sort of flight. Because I am going to be trying this. I'm going to hopefully do a really long session with this headset. But first impressions, I'm actually very surprised by that. It does feel very comfortable. I mean, look at the padding. There's padding absolutely everywhere on this thing. Wowzers. But yeah, so I guess overall quality, it feels very well made. The comfort is really up there. I don't think it's quite as comfortable as the G2 or the G1. But then that's my first impressions. And to be honest, you know what it's like, guys, when you try a new pair of trainers or even a new hat, if you're so inclined, it might feel a bit strange to start with. In fact, I bought some new bike boots the other day and they felt terrible. Now they feel great. So really, considering this is brand new and I've just tried it on and it feels good, that bodes well, because this is only going to feel better as it wears in. Anyway, I think that's enough of this first part of the video. I'm now going to, with the power of editing, I'm going to basically set this whole device up, okay, with the base stations. Not going to show all that on this particular video. This is about my raw reactions to it, okay? So the next part of this video will be me trying and seeing what those lenses feel like, well, how they are, you know, for the first time on the channel. I'm so excited to show you this, guys, because, as I say, as an avid reverb owner, I want that high clarity. This promises that high clarity with that incredible field of view, which I've never experienced before. So I'm going to power this up, okay? And then I'm going to put this headset on for the first time again, and I'm going to be able to see and basically tell you how it feels with the 8Kx on. Very exciting, guys. So if you haven't already, maybe pause the video, get yourself a brew or something stronger, and we're going to get this all powered up. So with the power of editing, I'm now going to click my fingers, and this mighty beast here, the 8Kx, is going to be alive. It's going to be powered on. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. So welcome back. She's now pulsing. She's alive. And I love that sort of green LED strip there. Kind of reminds me of Knight Rider. I just love it. Nice little touch there. But what I thought I could do actually is I'm going to have to show you the setup, because I want to show you my very first reaction putting this headset on. And I'm not going to be able to do that unless I show you the setup. So first of all, I want to say a massive thank you. I won't call you out by name in case you don't want me to, but a member of the VR community has very kindly lent me his base stations for this series of videos. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be able to do this. So I can't thank you enough. And you've definitely earned yourself 1,000 points, for VR Flight Sim Guide points or something. Because if you ever need any help, please do let me know. You know who you are. Thank you so much. Okay. Right, so you can see here, hopefully on the screen, that we've got the welcome message, welcome room set up. Now, my room is so small that this shouldn't be too, well, it might be difficult. I don't know how it will go, but it is a very small room. So I suppose I could always say set up later. So maybe I'll do that just for this, because this is going to be my very first experiences. So I don't know what's going to happen now. But as I say, right. Okay, start SteamVR. So I guess really that's kind of it. By the way, I don't have any controllers with the Pimax headset. This is all about the headset itself, and I can feel already it's getting a bit warm there. So maybe if I put it on, do you think it might actually show me something? Is there a way of being able to show you what I'm looking at? I don't think there is. We're going to go through all these options, by the way. But there is something going on. So I'm now going to basically put the headset on and give you my very raw reaction to this headset. Here we go. Helps if I actually have this dialed in properly. I'm so excited. Here we go. Here we are. So I'll tell you what I'm looking at right now. I am looking at, I guess, yeah, I'm actually in space. So I guess that's where we start here. And wowzers, okay. Okay, first thing I've noticed is the field of view is absolutely unbelievable. But there is, yes, the infamous distortions. I can't see them on the edges of the screen. That's the first thing I've noticed, unfortunately, guys. So, yeah, that's interesting. I did wonder, because a lot of people have mentioned about the distortion issue, and whether, I just wondered whether that was just people being a bit picky, but yeah, you can see that. But I am using the full 200 degrees at the moment. Something maybe that I'll get used to over time. I wish you could see this, guys, but to be fair, I'm only just kind of looking at we'll use SteamVR in a second, and then I'll be able to show you what I'm looking at. But clarity-wise and sweet spot is very nice, actually. In fact, the vertical sweet spot is massive. It's huge. Wowzers. yeah, the field of view, it kind of makes you feel more there, if that makes sense. It makes me feel like I'm actually standing here on this planet. Clarity is very nice. The colours, this is a dark scene, and the colours look really nice. But I'm looking for glare as well. There's not a lot of glare that I can see at the moment. Maybe a slight amount, but very little actually. Surprising. Okay, first test complete. Let's start SteamVR, okay guys, and we'll try that out and see how it feels. And that way I'll be able to show you the mirror image as well, hopefully. Yeah, I'm still recording. Oh, I need a coffee, guys. Hang on a second. First impressions, beautiful screen. Sweet spot, absolutely fantastic. But there is distortion on those real outer edges. You can see that. I didn't think I'd see it so obvious as that, but you can definitely see it. But of course, this headset is just uber configurable, if that's even a word. You can change the field of view, you know, make it slightly narrower, because it's massive. 200 degrees, it's huge anyway. If you narrow that down a bit, I think that might be okay. In fact, let's just check the settings here as well, to make sure that we are running native resolution 75 Hertz. And you can change the backlight. That's something that Reverb owners have been crying out for ages, is you can actually change the backlight on it. I love that. IPD, I haven't messed around with any of this yet, to be honest, but I'm quite lucky my IPD is about pretty standard. Yeah, lighthouse tracking there. So yeah, we'll leave that for another video, all that kind of stuff. Let's see, hopefully, if we have got SteamVR running. Yes, we have. Right, I'll put that full screen, guys. Hopefully you can see that now. And I'm not going to have to move around, unfortunately. But I'm just going to tell you what. In fact, I'm even on the floor here, but it doesn't matter. I just want to tell you how it feels in the headset, because I know what this environment looks like in other headsets. Here we go. Here we go. I'm actually on the floor here. That's funny. It's because I've not calibrated yet, but it doesn't matter for this particular test. Oh, wow. Yeah, that clarity is absolutely stunning. That's really nice. That is really, really nice, guys. I can see in fact, yeah, if I look on the floor, sorry, not the floor, the ceiling even, because I'm on the floor, literally it's like I'm lying on the floor right now. I will calibrate it in a minute, guys. But this is all part of my first reaction, so it's going in the video. The ceiling there, I've never known it was so grimy as that. It's funny, I've never really looked at it before, but that looks fantastic. The sweet spot in this thing is a very big surprise for me. I can see distortions on the edges there. I don't know if you can see that in the mirror image, but there's definitely distortions. I'm going to have to adjust the field of view. The 200 degrees is nice, but it can't quite do it, to be honest. I can see that's quite distracting. In terms of the actual sort of display itself, if I can just look there out the window. In fact, I tell you what, guys, give me a second. I'll get it calibrated in SteamVR, and then we'll come back, okay? Because I want to give you a decent sort of view here. So we'll just calibrate this in SteamVR, and I'll see it in a second. Okay, guys, I'm now back. I've added my correct height, so I should be, I've got a much better view here. So hang on a second, guys, sorry. Oh, this is amazing. Right, here we go again. I was going to say something. Let me just get back in again. And I just want to say something very important here about this headset, okay, that I have noticed. Right, I'm actually quite high now, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for this test. First of all, I really like the headphones, how they really kind of cup your ears. And I guess, because some people don't like the index style speaker arrangement. They think they don't like to hear the outside environment. Well, with these, you've got like a bit of a protector, like that cups all around your ear, and it really does take away all the noise from outside, which is very cool. I will be testing the audio in more detail, but this is all about the display for me at the moment. If I look over there, it's losing track a little bit, so I'm going to have to mess around with this. But if I look at the sky, there is absolutely no Mura at all. That's something that is plagued the Reverb headsets, and it still does. Even the G2 has Mura. And this is very clear indeed. I'm actually surprised how clear this is. And in terms of the field of view, you can probably tell, guys, that it is great, but it hasn't, to me, at the moment, it's not the most massive game changer. I still feel that clarity is the most important thing. Even in a headset right now with a 200 degrees field of view, I'm not going, oh my God, I need this in my life and I can never go back. It is amazing. And this is going to be interesting because how this is going to feel in a flight sim, that's the important thing. Okay, and we're going to do that as the next part of this video. Okay, we're going to go into DCS in a moment so we can see how that feels. That's going to be important. But as this raw impression in SteamVR, it's fantastic to see more, but it's not a massive game changer. But what I am impressed with, if I can get my words out, because I'm so excited, is the clarity is way better than I thought it would be. I thought it would really sort of, you know, because obviously we're looking at an 8K display here, so it actually looks like a Reverb because it looks more like a 4K display, simply because of that, all those pixels being stretched a lot further. You know, it's having to fill a lot wider area. So because of that, you're getting Reverb clarity with an amazing field of view here. But anyway, right, that's that test. The final test for my first impressions is going to be DCS. We're going to jump in the Hornet on the carrier, and I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to see how it feels. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for this, and compare it. Not really, I'm going to compare it to the Reverb G2 in later videos, but I'm just going to give you my impressions of it. So I'll see you in a few moments. Go make another drink while you're at it. Right, well, it looks like DCS has decided to give me a 4.6 gigabyte update. So I've got literally about 15 minutes to wait. So I thought we could go through some of the settings. And I realised here that the field of view is not at the largest setting. So I'm going to now apply that now. And of course, I'm going to have to restart SteamVR, which is fine. And I'm going to try that again. And so basically what I was looking at wasn't actually the widest field of view. There's a lot of things going on here. Render quality, fixed foveated rendering. My goodness me. Of course, as well, the brainwarp technology, which I'm really intrigued about, particularly for, you know, Microsoft Flight Simulator and those kind of games as well. Games? Did I just say games? Sorry, I meant flight sims. They're not games. Right, so, okay, let's start SteamVR again then, and we'll just have a quick look at this whilst we're waiting for this update. Oh dear, right, okay, so let's just try this again then and see. I know what's happened here. Whoa, that's gone a bit weird. Don't know what's happened there. Let's just get rid of that for a moment and try that again. Oh, it's gone straight. Okay, that's weird. So, unfortunately, it makes the mirror go all weird at the widest field of view. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Let me just... Okay, we'll do it like that. Yeah, that's strange. I'll just do it like that for a moment, guys, just so I can give you my first impressions of the very widest field of view, which I thought I was looking at before. Let's have a look here. There we go. Wow. Actually, that's weird. There's actually less distortions at its widest point. So the widest field of view I'm looking at here, but I can tell, right, now I can tell that the resolution has dropped. Yeah, definitely. It's still good, but with this most widest field of view, I'm now at 200 degrees. I thought I was before, but I clearly wasn't. The resolution has definitely dropped a bit, but wow, that's such a wide field of view. I mean, it almost feels a little bit excessive. It almost doesn't feel quite real enough for me. Like, I don't know, I don't feel like I've got this field of view in real life. I'm sure I have, because, you know, we have, but it just feels a little bit excessive in some way. But wow, this is incredible. This is very impressive. I tell you what, guys, I'm going to experiment with both large and normal in DCS. Okay, we'll just do those two tests, and then we'll finish this video. So I will see you in a moment in DCS, and then we can check it out to see what it's like in a flight sim, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? So see you soon. Okay guys, so we're now in the DCS screen, and I think you can see how wide it is even by the sort of DCS native view there. But I have now set my IPD, by the way, as well, which is this granular sort of slider on the right, which is very cool. And this is 200 degrees native resolution, and I'm just going to jump in because now I can hear the audio now as well, which sounds really good. Actually, sounds nice. So here I am. Oh my god, I can. That's amazing. Do you know what? One thing I've noticed at 200 degrees field of view, the distortions, they're probably still there, but because they're like here somewhere, you don't notice it. You absolutely don't notice it. Hopefully you can hear me okay, because I've got the. Yeah, you can hear me okay. That's good. But yeah, because the field of view is so high, you don't notice it. But what you do notice is... Whoa, tracking's going a bit weird there. What you do notice is the screen resolution has definitely dropped. Anyway, what we're going to do for this first, I'm just going to jump in the... yeah, we'll go for a carrier takeoff. In fact, super carrier launch. Just so I can sit there and sort of enjoy the splendour that is this headset. First impressions though, guys, I am very, very impressed. Okay, here we go then, so start. I'm just going to jump straight in the carrier, and let's just see what it feels like in the Hornet. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the field of view to normal to see what that's like. But I just want to see what the gauges look like with that 200 degrees field of view. It's going to be interesting going back to the reverb after this field of view. I think it's one of the things that is going to feel really strange. Because I must admit, it's, yeah, once you have it and experience this, I imagine it's going to be hard to go back again. Anyway, I'll see you in a moment once this loads. So here we are in the cockpit, guys. And, oh my god. I'm getting a bit of distortion here, actually. But I think that's motion reprojection kicking in because I haven't sorted that out yet. But in terms of the field of view, it's quite incredible, to say the least. It's absolutely amazing, actually. Because I can see the entire canopy around me. I can't just see, you know, the kind of console area and the hood. I can see the size, like you would in real life. And that gives me a better sense of being enclosed in the aircraft. And I can even see like the people around me and everything as well. Oh, this feels really, really incredible. Now, this is where the field of view hits me. In a cockpit. Not in SteamVR home, but actually in a cockpit of an F-18 Hornet. Oh my god. Now, just to say though, I can read the DDI display. I can read that, no problem. That's okay, but it's a little fuzzy. But anything else down here, it's I can read it, but it reminds me of the kind of Quest 2 resolution. So imagine the Quest 2 on Link, but with a 200 degrees field of view. That's kind of how it feels at this sort of this kind of like level. So what I'm going to do now, guys, in an effort not to make this video too long, I'm going to now jump into... I've probably been really loud there. I've been shouting my head off. So sorry if I was a bit loud there. And the screen looks rubbish, guys. I don't know why it's like that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump into DCS again. I'm going to have to restart it all. Such a joy. But I'm going to do that with the Python at normal. At the sort of normal field of view. I think that'll be interesting to try that. So we'll do that to end this quick test. And I'll see you again in a moment. So here we are back in DCS, and now I'm using the normal setting, whatever that is, for the field of view. And honestly, I think this is as sharp. The sharpness and clarity is the same as the Reverb G2, but you get that much wider field of view. There is distortions on the edges, but oh my god, this is incredibly sharp. But one thing, in fact, this is interesting because the one thing that I have noticed more than anything else is the sweet spot is really, really good. My eyes are very, very relaxed in this headset, and I have to say, in the first hour now that I've been using this, I'm already more comfortable in this headset. And looking around here, I'm not even quite centered properly here, but those videos will come because I will be flying in DCS, you know, more like in depth, as well as other flight sims like Microsoft Flight Simulator, IL2, all of them really. And yeah, my first impression with the 8Kx is pretty damn good, I've got to say. The distortion is the only thing that really lets it down for me, but you get that really wide field of view, you get fantastic clarity, and the thing that jumps out at me more than anything else, and this is something I was not expecting, is the sweet spot is very, very wide with this headset. I don't have to shuffle it around at all. There you are, guys. I hope that's been of some help to you. I really do. That is my raw, rough and ready, it doesn't get any rough and ready than this, guys, reaction to the Pimax 8Kx. Please let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Whether you'd like to see through the lens videos, comparisons, and of course trying out Microsoft Flight Simulator as well as many other sims in more detail. So thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been absolute massive fun so far, and I am pleasantly surprised by this thing so far. It is very, very impressive indeed. Take care. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye for now.